Jacob done got in too deep and now he had to pay the price today. Hey y'all, hey, welcome to another episode of The Deep Dive with Toya Creates. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more material like this. So let's just get into it because can I just say, well, first of all, let me back up. Today is Thursday, April 16th, and we are talking about Beyond the Gates. I mean, let's just get into it. First of all, this week for Beyond the Gates has been, I see why they got renewed for seasons 3 and 4 already, as if there was any doubt. But let's move on. So, we open with Andre and Danny, and they're just laying around and catching up. They are really a cute couple. I know it was weird when they went off and got married with this Anita impersonator in Vegas, but they are really a good couple. So Andre is supposed to be meeting up with Martin a little later today to discuss some campaign things. He's gonna also introduce Martin to some campaign affiliates that Andre knows. So cool. So then Naomi stops by and she thinks Andre has left already. And so she starts talking to Danny about like, ooh, basically dad is cheating with someone else. And Danny was like, ooh, girl, who? What is tea? And Naomi was like, you, based on him calling you baby yesterday. And Danny was like, we are not cheating. Where did you get that from? And, it was just muscle memory because we were married for decades. First of all, Danny didn't even realize that Bill had called her baby. And Bill didn't even realize it. They were just going on as normal. But Danny was like, refuting that. Now, Andre is in the wings listening, right? And then he pops out and Naomi was like, oh, Andre, I didn't know you were still here. So first he pretends like he is mad, okay? He's like, oh, so you want to talk about how my wife is cheating on me? And Naomi's like, And then Andre just starts laughing hysterically. He's like, I'm joking with you. Oh, me and Danny, we don't believe in jealousy. And we're up front with each other and yada, yada, yada. Okay. And then Danny starts tickling this man like they are two little teenagers. And Naomi's like, oh, okay. This is happening. Cute. So then we see Nicole at the club. She's at the bar. And then Bill and Hayley walk up. And Bill's trying to make small talk. But Nicole, as the people call her, was like, please. She is not impressed at all. Hayley's trying to be nice. Bill's trying to be nice. And Nicole's like, okay, whatever. So she basically brushes them off. And they go to their table for breakfast. And Nicole meets up with Martin. Because like I said, he is there because he's supposed to be meeting up with Andre. And so Nicole and Martin get to have some conversation. Now, Nicole is clearly fishing for information on what Smitty's doing. Because I know that she is suspicious of Smitty and she thinks he's the one who breached her computer. So she's just like, yeah, Martin, like, oh, what is Smitty working on? And Martin was like, I don't know. And she was like, are you serious? Like, you should know as his husband and this and that. And Martin was just like, well, Smitty sacrificed a lot when I was chasing my ambition of being a politician. And so now it is Smitty's turn to chase his dreams. And Nicole is like, you know what? You are right. I'm very glad that my counseling was beneficial for you because this is what she was telling him when Smarty kicked that ass out of the house. Anyways, now, she also asks how things are going with the bodyguards. And that is when Martin says like, the kids I guess Tyrell thinks it's weird, but Samantha thinks it gives her like clout, child. And then Martin was like, well, Smitty only has a panic button because of his case. And Nicole was just like a little concerned there. But, again, she's still fishing. So that's how that goes. And then they also talk about the Vanessa situation really quickly. And Martin encourages Nicole to put aside her little ego and her little, like, do the hard work. Don't be a hypocrite, mom. Go and fix this with Vanessa. And so then he goes to the dining hall, and Nicole goes on wherever she's going at this point. So then we see Vanessa on the phone. She is on Lynette's voicemail because remember, Lynette is trying to buy this penthouse, and she was blackmailing Hayley for an advance and furnishing for the penthouse. So Vanessa is like, you need to close today. Okay, that's it. We need the money today. Click. Then she's complaining about how Lynette has ghosted her. It's like this woman has disappeared without a trace. So she says this in front of Joey and Randy because they're all at the casino, and Joey just looks at Randy because Joey likes like a little puppet master. He loves watching this all play out. Something's wrong with him. So Joey tries to like encourage Vanessa because she's spiraling out, and he's just like, this is not gonna be any indication of the type of realtor that you are. Things fall through sometimes. Then he was like, you know what, baby, let's go on a vacation. And she was like, that sounds good, but remember what happened the last time we were on a romantic getaway? Now, this is the night that Doug died. That's what she's referencing for those who don't know. So Joey was like, yeah, but we can't let one tragedy derail what happened afterwards. And he's like, I want to change your mindset as it pertains to going on a trip. So he suggests some winery or something where they can drink all day. I was like, that sounds good to me too. And so she agrees. And Joey also surprisingly tells Vanessa to patch things up with Nicole. And Vanessa's like, I can't believe you're saying that. And, it's because Joey really does love Vanessa. And he said, I know your friends are important to you, and I don't want you to lose your friends because of me. And so Vanessa says, I'll do it because, she'll do anything that Big Daddy Joey wants her to do. Okay. Then we see Leah on the phone with Red. And Leah is like, I don't know what's going on with your courier, Rashad, but you better get him in line and get him in line now. Because Red did not know that Rashad had asked Grayson to change the pickup location. So Leah spilled all of that. And Red said, I will take care of it, and permanently if needed. Okay, hold on. Let's see. So Bill is still checking up on Hayley a little bit after they're running with Nicole. And Hayley's like, I ain't worried about her. She's a hypocrite. And then Bill and her gossip about who Nicole's messing around with, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Sorry. So then we see Chelsea and Kat at Uptown. And they are pitching Tokyo Fashion Collection for the brand. And the people in Tokyo are excited to work with them, and so they're just waiting for the finalization. But this causes Chelsea to spiral a little bit because remember, Madison, her fiance, is in the middle of a case because of her cuckoo mama, and there's a malpractice case. So Chelsea starts spiraling out about that. Just like, she's scared that it could impact the brand. And Kat reminds her that Naomi was really good with covering them legally on the front end, but she understands why Chelsea is spiraling, and she says that they need to make a plan just to think about the optics, just to help that blow over. So they eventually head out of Uptown to go, I guess, work on the plan some more. And that is when Randy has come in. Now, before Randy has gotten to Uptown, he has texted Hayley to meet him there ASAP. And so Bill is talking to Hayley about the whole Lynette situation and basically how she got scammed, because that is the story that Hayley is selling and Bill is buying per usual. And he was like, oh, I'm going to look into this Lynette thing, because maybe, I'm going to look into it, see where she's at, da da da. And he's like, no, 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 I can handle it. And Bill's like, okay, I was just offering. So then she gets this text and she makes up an excuse about, oh, I forgot about a dental appointment I had, and she just sashays out. He's like, all right. So then as she is heading out to go meet up with Randy, unbeknownst to Bill, Bill sees Martin walk by with his little mini entourage. Because remember, he has security now because the campaign is ramping up and he just wants to be safe. So Bill just goes on over to the table with Martin, and to my surprise, it is not a nice conversation. I thought Bill and Martin were cool, but obviously not. So Bill starts, talking to Martin about, oh, what's the security for? Something I need to know about? And Martin's like, no, it doesn't pertain to you, basically. And so they get on the conversation about how Martin is running for Senate, and Bill questions, like, is that such a great idea because of your past? So remember, Bill was the fixer for the little racist man that they offed, okay? And Bill does not want that to come out, because Martin was like, it has nothing to do with you. But Bill was like, oh, but it does, because of the little mess I cleaned up for you, Dupree. And I don't want nothing coming back on me. And what about Smitty? How is this going to impact him? And then Martin just looks. Okay, so then let's see. I gotta go down my notes, y'all. So back to Naomi and Danny. They're having a sweet little moment. So Naomi just basically takes this time to admit that she was wrong about Andre and Danny, and that they really love each other, and she loves the support that her mother has, and she wants the same for her dad. But Danny was like, I don't. So then Red is meeting up with Jacob. Jacob is at a warehouse, and it seems like he's snooping around, but he claims he's meeting someone. So when Red confronts him, he was like, what are you doing in here? And Jacob was like, man, I was supposed to meet so-and-so here, but they're not here, and I'm not stupid around, and you could trust me. And dude's like, oh, I can trust you? Why are you trying to move the location for the pickup? And Jacob's like, Now, before this, Jacob had texted Naomi as well to come and meet him at the motel. So she got that message, and I'm sure she's running on over to the motel. So, boom. Next, we see, reconciling. Yes, Martin and Bill talk. Ooh, that got spicy. So Randy is meeting up with Hayley at Uptown. And Chelsea and Kat, like, she just missed Chelsea and Kat. So he goes up to the bar to meet her, and he is like, look, if anyone asks you about Hayley, she is gone. You don't know where she's at. Now, Randy then pulls out Lynette's phone, and he texts Vanessa like, I changed my mind on the penthouse. Leave me alone. And so Hayley was like, oh, that's Lynette's phone. What is she? Like, what happened? And Randy was like, the less you know, the better. Now, that's what I'm talking about. I said this yesterday. If I were Randy and Hayley and I had a mobster on speed dial, Lynette would have been handled. She wouldn't have even gotten to the penthouse with me, because I'm like, rub her out. She gotta go. Anyway, so Hayley's like, oh my God. And Randy just basically confirms that Lynette is permanently gone without saying what he did or whatever. Because last we saw, they was heading to the Galleria. I was like, okay. So, Hayley, she got her phone. She got a little glass of champagne. She poured one out for the dead homie. She was like, R.I.P. to a real one. And then that girl said, bye, bitch, and toasted to her demise. Okay, so we finish up with Nicole runs into Leah and she asks her again, like, I thought you said you was going to keep this breach private. Why did you talk to Marcel about it again? And Leah's like, oh, you can trust him. It just blows it off. So Nicole is suspicious of Leah at this point as well, and rightfully so. So Vanessa gets to the hospital and she's upset because she's reading this text from Lynette as the doors open and Nicole is right there. So Vanessa's like, oh, Nicole, just who I wanted to run into. And she tries to have a conversation with Nicole, but they are both it does not go well. Nicole is pissed, like, oh, you want to get rid of me for some man that you just met less than a year ago? Okay, I guess we're at an impasse. And that's where it ended. So I don't know what's going to go on with Vanessa and Nicole at this point. So then the last two things we see are Randy coming back to the casino and he's just like talking and Joey's like, oh, so Lynette's gone, huh? Oh, she disappeared without a trace. I'll tell you one thing, if anyone pulls me into this, she won't be the only one who has disappeared without a trace. Now, he was gonna kill Randy last year. It ain't nothing to Joey, and at this point Randy has earned it, in my opinion, because the game is the game. Okay, now we end with Red and Lord Jacob into deep Rashad. Red is listening to Jacob trying to explain the situation, but he has come to collect. He don't care nothing about what Jacob is saying, and he proceeds to beat the mess out of Jacob. I mean, punches to the gut, kicks to the back, kicks to the stomach. I'm like, Lord, he's had enough. Leave him alone. So, that's how it ends, y'all. There are so many things going on here. One, who is right, Vanessa or Nicole? Like, does Vanessa deserve to be an adult and be happy, or is she a what do you call it? Has she betrayed her friendship with Nicole? And oh my God, do you think Lynette is really gone permanently, or did Randy screw this up like he did the other murder he was supposed to do? And what do you think is gonna happen to Jacob? Do you think that's all he's gonna get, or is Red gonna come back for more? Let's see what happens tomorrow, y'all. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and join me every evening for the deep dive. Like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next.